Brock Lesnar's track and field star daughter, Mya, isn't wasting time by using words to respond to her haters. Instead, she's letting her muscles do the talking. The NCAA shot put champion recently delivered a statement without ever raising her voice, showing that sometimes the most powerful message isn't spoken, it's displayed. She posted an Instagram video that has since generated plenty of buzz, confidently walking toward the camera before turning around to strike a pose and reveal the kind of back muscles that speak volumes about years of training, discipline, and resilience. Over the video, Mya wrote the simple but cutting line, "But they talk behind my back." It was short, sharp, and laced with the kind of quiet confidence that only someone who has put in the hours of work can deliver. The caption that went along with her post doubled down on that message. She wrote, "Was made for lifting, not listening." In just a few words, Mya dismissed the constant noise that often comes with public attention. Social media can be brutal, especially when someone is tied to a last name as recognizable and polarizing as Lesnar. But what Mya has consistently shown in her rise through athletics is that she's not just surviving the chatter, she's thriving in spite of it. If anything, the negative attention seems to be fuel for her. She doesn't argue with critics, doesn't waste time clapping back with long explanations, and doesn't let the outside noise drown out her inner purpose. She simply lifts, throws, and wins, and in the process, she forces people to pay attention not to her name, but to her achievements. It's not clear what exactly prompted Mya to post the clip, though there are plenty of possible reasons. Her life, like that of many young athletes with famous parents, is constantly under scrutiny. Every post, every appearance, every relationship seems to be analyzed under a magnifying glass. But rather than let speculation or negativity control her, Mya chose to remind people of what she's really about. She is 23 years old, an NCAA shot put champion, and a young woman carving out her own legacy. Whether her post was aimed at those who question her relationship, her athletic accomplishments, or even her decision to live boldly in the public eye, the point was made. She doesn't need to explain herself when her results and her confidence speak for her. Her fans certainly understood the message and loved the confidence behind it. Supporters quickly filled the comments with encouragement, praising her strength, her dedication, and her refusal to bow to critics. In a time when online negativity can often discourage young athletes and public figures, Mya's decision to address it in this way feels refreshing. She didn't delete her account, didn't retreat, and didn't try to tone herself down for approval. Instead, she showcased her strength both physically and mentally, proving she's not one to be intimidated. The timing of her video is also noteworthy. Just weeks earlier, San Francisco 49ers lineman Drew Moss went public with their relationship. The two attended a wedding together, and Moss shared a PDA-filled photo of himself and Mya, captioning it with the affectionate line, "Forever wedding date." The post made waves not just because of the couple's sweet display of affection but because it also officially tied Mya to another rising athlete, someone who's also navigating the early stages of a career under a spotlight. Drew Moss signed with the 49ers as an undrafted free agent, a path that requires grit, perseverance, and the ability to prove doubters wrong. In that sense, the pair seem to share not only chemistry but also a mindset rooted in resilience. Being Brock Lesnar's daughter comes with its own set of expectations and assumptions. Brock himself is one of the most intimidating and dominant athletes in combat sports history. His name is synonymous with brute strength, intense discipline, and an almost mythic presence in both the world of professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. For Mya, that legacy is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it opens doors and gives her a platform. On the other, it creates a shadow so large that it would be easy to be defined only in relation to her father. Yet Mya has never allowed that shadow to swallow her identity. From the beginning of her athletic career, she chose a different path. Rather than pursue wrestling or fighting like her father, she threw herself into track and field, specifically the shot put. Shot put is a grueling event. It requires explosive power, refined technique, and endless hours of strength training. To excel in it is not easy, and to dominate at the NCAA level is even more difficult. But Mya has done exactly that. She has built her own reputation as one of the strongest and most promising athletes in collegiate track and field. Her victories are her own, and the muscles she shows off in her Instagram videos are the result of sweat and sacrifice that belong entirely to her. People may recognize her last name, but it's her dedication that makes them remember her. In many ways, Mya's post is more than just a clap back at haters, it's a statement about identity. She's declaring that she's not here to meet anyone else's expectations. She doesn't exist to entertain online trolls or fit into the narrow box that critics want to place her in. She exists to lift, to throw, to train, and to achieve. She exists to pursue her passions and live her life unapologetically. That's a message that resonates not just with athletes but with anyone who has ever been underestimated, criticized, or boxed in by other people's opinions. The relationship with Drew Moss adds another layer to her story. Relationships in the public eye are never easy, particularly when both individuals are athletes working toward big goals. Moss, like Mya, is still proving himself. As an undrafted free agent, his journey is not paved with guarantees. He will have to fight for his place in the league, competing every single day to prove he belongs. That grind mirrors the kind of determination Mya brings to her own sport. Together, they represent a kind of power couple that isn't based on fame or flashy headlines but on shared discipline, ambition, and understanding of what it means to live with both dreams and doubters circling at all times. It's not lost on anyone that critics can be especially harsh on women in sports, particularly those who display strength. Female athletes are often judged more for their appearance than their performance, more for who they date than what they achieve, and more for their image than their substance. Mya's decision to proudly show her muscles, to literally turn her back on the critics, and to put out a caption that declares she was made for lifting, not listening, is a direct rebuttal to that unfair double standard. She's saying, in essence, that she doesn't exist to conform to outdated ideas of femininity. She exists as a powerful, disciplined athlete who has earned the right to stand tall in her own skin. The world of sports has seen this kind of defiance before, athletes who use their platform not just to compete but to make statements about strength, independence, and identity. Mya is following in that tradition. But unlike many others, she's doing it at a relatively young age, and she's doing it while carrying the weight of a famous last name. That combination makes her story unique, but it also makes her resilience all the more impressive. In the months and years ahead, it's likely that Mya will face even more attention, both positive and negative. If her father's career is any indication, the spotlight won't fade anytime soon. But if this latest post is any clue, she's more than ready for it. She's not hiding, not shying away, and not pretending to be anyone other than who she is. Instead, she's walking straight into the camera, turning her back with confidence, and daring people to say whatever they want while she continues to do the work. What makes her response so powerful is that it's not rooted in anger or bitterness. She doesn't appear to be consumed by what people think. Instead, she appears to be motivated by her own goals. That kind of inner focus is rare, and it's what sets apart those who succeed in the long run. Mya seems to understand that external validation is fleeting, but the satisfaction of pushing your body to its limits, of achieving personal records, of standing on a podium as a champion, those things last forever.